Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta there after Manchester United lost against the Gunners, and the Gunners are back on top of the Premier League log. Remember, they've got a game to go. However, Manchester City, who is also vying for that Premier League title, is second. But remember, Manchester City has got 2 games to play, a game in hand, and they got a game on Tuesday. So a lot of people celebrating that and expecting more drama in the English Premier League till the final day of the season. With that, we welcome you to Kickoff Sports Show this morning. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, aka Young Striker 9. Okay, so remember, yesterday we had different stories, most especially Djokovic being bundled out of the Italian Open. We'll also look at what is happening in the NBA playoffs. Remember, for Kylian Mbappe, he's goodbyes, gradually was it ended in a sad note as his team got defeated, although he scored. And we also look at a game going down today. Liverpool's playing today. That's the reason SOJ is still waiting. Well, anybody can be beaten. It's English Premier League, right? Remember, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, Solutions 939 FM. Click like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you feel about that drama you'll be expecting on the final day. It may not even be on the final day, but do you think Tottenham can help Arsenal to defeat Manchester City in that game tomorrow? But should Tottenham get the job done, can Arsenal also finalize get the bearing and finalize, wrap up, and see what happens on the final day? Remember, it may also boil down to goal difference at the end of the season, depending on Tottenham's game against Manchester City. But do you think Tottenham stands a better chance? Well, let's talk about the 50-50. When you talk about 50-50, that is about a team called Leverkusen. That is Bayer Leverkusen. 50 games unbeaten. They have a game to go to say they are invincible. But let's go straight to the first half of the show, where we talk everything, all the sports, as we also count down to Olympics.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Okay, so let's talk NBA playoffs this morning. For Minnesota Timberwolves lost 107 to 115 points against Denver Nuggets in the wee hours of this morning in the game 4, as the game now stands 2-2. So it is a tough one in that playoff series. Well, let's look at more games. Scheduled for tomorrow, Cleveland Cavaliers will be up against Boston Celtics, and that game is going down 12 a.m. It is going to be the game 4 of that particular playoffs. And remember, the Cavs is trailing Boston Celtics as the Celtics lead the series 2-1. That is concerning game going down tomorrow. 2:30 a.m. Dallas Mavericks will take on Oklahoma City Thunders. Remember, Dallas Mavericks is leading this series 2-1 as well. Okay, now moving on this morning away from NBA, let us talk tennis, where 6-time champion Novak Djokovic crashed out of the Italian Open after suffering a comprehensive defeat to world number 32 Alessandro Tabilo in Rome. Chile's Tabilo took full advantage of an error-strewn performance from world number 1 Djokovic to storm to a one-sided 6-6-3 victory in just 67 minutes. Now seeking the 1,100th win of his career, Djokovic, who said he felt the effect of being accidentally struck by a button the previous round, committed 22 unforced errors, served 5 double faults, and failed to create a single break point on his left-handed opponent's serve. But talking about that defeat, Novak Djokovic came out to say, well, he was totally off in that game, and he needs to also check himself well if he will be ready for the Roland Garros, also for the upcoming Olympics.
Congratulations to my opponent. It's the first time I faced him great player, really quality player, all-round game. Yeah, I just wasn't able to find any kind of good feelings on the court, to be honest, with striking the ball and just, I was completely off.
Lead up to Roland Garros and then after Roland Garros, ahead of the Olympics as well.
Well, everything. Everything needs to be better in order for me to have at least a chance to win it.
Everything needs to be better for Novak Djokovic if he wants to win Roland Garros or be able to participate at the Olympics in France. But now let's look at games going down today. Shout out to Oluyemi watching live this morning from Lanlate. All right, remember you can join us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, Solutions 939 FM. Download our app via Google Play Store. Type Solutions 939 FM. Download the app and listen on the go. Well, for ATP 1000 for the Italian Open in Rome, game starting, continuing today, 10 a.m. Alex de Minaur will take on Felix Auger-Aliassime as Stefano Tsitsipas battles Cameron Norrie. It is going to be a tough one. Andrew Rublev, who is in outstanding form, battling Alexander Mueller as Stefano Napolitano battles Nicolas Jarry. Tommy Paul will be up against Dominic Quatfa by 2 p.m. I beg your pardon. By 3 p.m. today, Thomas Echeverry battles Hugo Cards as Sebastian Baez will be up against Olga Rune. Hamad Medvedev will take on Daniel Medvedev. So, looking at some strong players left, because remember, Rafael Nadal is out, Novak Djokovic out. You look at the likes of Daniel Medvedev, you look at Andrei Rublev. These are the two strong guys who I may be putting my money on. Not also shoving aside Alex de Minaur. Okay, but remember, more games are still going down tomorrow. Giga Dimitrov will be in action by 11 a.m. against Taylor Fritz. Well, let's talk about the ladies for their games today. Who is in action and who may be sent packing at the end of today? For the WTA category of the Italian Open, Madison Keys will take on Sorana Cristie by 10 o'clock. Naomi Osaka looks like a lady that has gotten a physique mojo back, as she will be up against Quang Xiang. Corey Goff will be up against Paulo Badosa, and that game will be going down by 12 o'clock today. Rebecca Stramkova will battle Jelena Ostapenko by 1:30 p.m. Iga Swiatek will also be in action by 2 p.m. against Angelique Kerber. A tough one, I must tell you, for the game going down today between the two players. Daniel Collins will take on Irina Cabela Begu as Maria Sakkari takes on Victoria Azarenka. And the last game, we'll see Elina Svitolina against Arina Sabalenka by 7:30. Now, let's also talk about, remember, for Novak Djokovic saying that he needs to put so many things in place to make sure that he is ready for Roland Garros, most especially also for the Olympics. Now we'll count down to the Olympics this morning. Now, a lady is doing everything possible to make sure that Nigeria's flag is hoisted well with medals right there in front, as she was able to defeat defending champion right there in Jamaica at the 2024 Jamaica Athletics Invitation. I'm talking about Toby Amuson in the 100-meter hurdles.
The lineup we got. Set position, and now they are sent away. It's a good start from Nia Ali. She is the world leader at the moment, and looking well is Yannick Thompson as well. Here comes the response from Daniel Williams, but Toby Amusan on the outside, the world record holder, clinches it on the line. 12.37. Toby Amusan delivers in Jamaica, upsets the Jamaican, the world champion Daniel Williams. It's 12.37 for Toby Amusan.
That may be, if the wind is legal, the fastest time ever run in Jamaica. Nice dip at the line, but Amusan comes to Jamaica to win once again.
Women's 100 hurdles and they were winning. positive 0.9 meters per second.
Okay, Toby Express, Toby Amuson there doing what she knows how to do best in that Jamaica Athletics Invitational Tournament, winning the 100-meter hurdles. And while talking about counting down and looking at updates coming from different sides, athletes getting set and doing everything possible to keep fit and qualify for the Olympics. Britain's Donna Asher-Smith won 200-meter at the Jamaica Athletics Invitational in Kingston. Asher-Smith 28 clocks 22.51, beating Ivory Coast Jessica Boy in second and Jamaica's Lynette Varthamus in third. Now Asher-Smith, the 200-meter world champion in 2019, will be hoping to add to her 2 Olympic 4x100-meter relay bronzes at the Paris Games this summer. And in the men's 200-meter, Zanel Hoggs made it a British double by winning a 19.96 in front of American Fred Calais and France's Pablo Mateo. The Britain's Matt Hodgson-Smith won 400-meter, finishing 44.69 before American Matthew Bowling and Jamaica's Zandroin Burns. Now talking about one man who may also be going to the tracks just like Phil Walker's back then, and talking about Kylian Mbappe. Now, French President Emmanuel Macron says he hopes to see Kylian Mbappe. Maybe he will be able to play in this year's Paris Olympic Games with French national team. The French striker confirmed on Friday that he would leave Paris Saint-Germain, and he has been strongly linked with a move to Real Madrid. Mbappe said he wanted to play at the Olympics in a news conference ahead of France's game against Germany in March, though he added that it doesn't depend on him. Meanwhile, Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti refused to be drawn into talks about Mbappe's expected arrival in Madrid. However, maybe he's going to bring a lot. I know where Macron is going to. If you have your star playing with your national team that is hosting the Olympics and the football events, yeah, bringing a lot of people to the football pitch, right? And to the stands as well. There's also this likeness we can see between Emmanuel Macron and Kylian Mbappe. Well, more updates as we count down to Olympics going down in Florence. We'll go on a break, and when we come back, we talk football. Do not change the dial.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Every day when my children return from school, I don't recognize them. Hello, do I know you?
It's us, mommy.
But these dirty, sweaty uniforms and socks, we're clean in the morning. Everything don't transform. I understand though, school is hectic. It takes energy to come home this transformed. So I make sure they have some nutritious Milo at breakfast.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
Sọ fún wọn kó dá ẹ lójú, èèyàn yìí ló jẹ́ má lọ fọ́ àwa fún ẹ. Ibikíbi tó àṣà mọ́ pa wá pẹ̀lú ẹ. Ìwọ ló ló ní pàdé FCMB wà fún ẹ. Ìwọ ló ló ní ọ̀la ti dájú. Jọ̀wọ́ má ṣọ̀lẹ pẹ̀lú FCMB. Ìwọ ló ló ní ọ̀la ti dájú. Jọ̀wọ́ má ṣọ̀lẹ.
FCMB, èmi àti Punky mi.
Have you seen a man hustling to make his dreams come true? They say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Well, the earth has no hold on a man desperate to succeed.
àmọ́ nǹkan kan rèé ẹ̀mí ni o tí ń pààyàn torí pé mo fẹ́ lówó lọ́wọ́ yá lọ bàbá máa ṣe.
Feel the fears, the pressure, and desperation of Adio in Alagbede Blacksmith. Grab our savory popcorn, get a drink, and have a splendid movie experience. Alagbede Blacksmith is now showing at Film House Cinemas nationwide. Film House Cinema, your ticket to more.
news, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Welcome back to Kickoff Sports Show live on Solutions 93.9 FM, and it is the first half of AM updates. My name is Olada Okunubi, and this is where we talk everything sports. Now, moving away from the first half of the show, let's talk second half this morning, where we talk about Nigeria Premier Football League. Not really a good time for Rivers United. Maybe they should have been able to struggle to play some of the games, but they had to reschedule most games for this team because of their continental assignments. But so far for Rivers United, in their last 4 matches, they've struggled to pick 1 point and they've lost 3. And the only game drawn was that game against Kwara United on the road. And remember, the lost 2-1 against Bayelsa United, lost 2-1 against Remo Stars in Ikene, also lost 1-0 against Sunshine Stars yesterday in a rescheduled game. And that goal was scored by Sunshine Stars Ibrahim Yusuf. Following that result, Sunshine Stars is now 17th on the Nigeria Premier Football League with 39 points, tied with Bayelsa United, who's also got 39 points. But for Rivers United, still on that 11th spot with 41 points behind Niger Tornadoes, Kano Pillars, Bendel Insurance, Katsina United, Plateau United, Lobby Stars. Now looking at the top 4 teams from the 4th position, Shooting Stars Sport Club of Ibadan 52 points, Eyimba 53 points, Ramo Stars second with 56 points, Enugu Rangers is stopping the log. Now talking about guys watching live this morning, Abdul Rauf Emirates Ola watching you from Igbo or your state. Thank you very much for joining us live. Abdul Rauf Emirates Ola saying Gunners for life. Well, Abdul Rauf, what will you be expecting, or what do you expect from Tottenham against Manchester City tomorrow in the Premier League game? Can Tottenham, being your rivals, help you get that 3 points away from Manchester City and see them struggle and see Arsenal go all the way to the final game of the season, claim 3 points? But do you think Arsenal can maintain that run, or they will bottle it? Akinkumi Iyola, thank you very much for watching live. Remember, keep sharing, keep sending your comments. Alimi Saeed, Olariwaju Miloju, saying good morning, keep going. Alright, now let's go straight to and look at more updates this morning. Remember, AIM International had a farewell for the Super Eagles, a newly appointed manager, or the newly appointed head coach of the Super Eagles, Finidi George. Remember, this man helped the team win a title when he was available in the helms of affairs with the People's Elephant. However, Finidi George will be unveiled by the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, in Abuja today. The former Ajax winger was appointed Super Eagles head coach 2 weeks ago. Finidi previously worked as an assistant to former handler of the team, Jose Pesario. Now, he will take charge of the Super Eagles for the first time in an official game against South Africa next month. And the Super Eagles will entertain the Bafana in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying fixture at the Gospel Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, on 7th of June, Friday. Now, remember, the 3-time African champions will also clash with Benin Republic a few days later. Moving away from Nigeria Super Eagles this morning and talking about the Euro 2024 update, has it that England manager Gary Southgate says his contract situation is not an issue and never has been, as he enters the final 6 months of his deal before the European Championship in Germany. So let me let you know, something bigger is coming on this dial as we move to the Euros. But let's just keep it in one side. Southgate, who has been in charge of the Three Lions since 2016, considered leaving the job after the World Cup quarter-final defeat by France in Qatar, but stayed on. Alright, now let's go away from the English Football League. Let's go straight to the English national team. Let's talk about the German Bundesliga this morning. 50-50 was it over the weekend, and it was a 5-0 victory for Bayer Leverkusen against Bochum.
Teller chasing, taken down here. Passlack in trouble on Nathan Teller. The card coming here. Red card for Bochum. Leverkusen 1 man up. Artur in face. Patrick Schick. Oh, what a goal! Delicious. It is business as usual. The Leverkusen machine slips into gear for Schick, and Schick on. for Nathan Taylor. Oh, Taylor caught by Slotterbeck. This one is a penalty. Victor Boniface scored from the spot last week at Frankfurt. Boniface down the middle. And Leverkusen have first half daylight on the 10 players now. 2-0 they lead. In here by Jonas Hofmann. Great delivery, and there is the third goal. And Adley denied seconds earlier has Leverkusen 3 goals clear. This team is fantasy football made flesh and bone. Enjoy them, relish them. And Stanisic, it's 4. What a team. There'll be books written, films made, statues raised to this Leverkusen side. No stumbles in Borkum today. And next week they can become immortal. It's Stanisic. He's in here across for Grimaldo to make it 5. As last week, away from home, Alonso's men smashing 5 more goals.
So that's what's happening in the German Bundesliga over the weekend, and a lot of people are now counting how many games Xabi Alonso with his team will go unbeaten. Can they be invincible for the whole season? Remember, now they will be going with a game to go. They'll also be going to the the Europa League final, as Bayer Leverkusen will be facing Atalanta. Some people saying that this will be a win-win for Nigeria if Victor Boniface wins the Europa League, or and Ademola Lookman, Boniface, Taylor, or Ademola Lookman. Now moving away from Germany, let's go straight to a team that doesn't know how to pick points or record win. I'm talking about Manchester United, but Arsenal got the job done and piled up more pressure in England.
Somewhat slowed from both sides. It's a warm afternoon out there as Havertz managed to stay on side. Up against Johnny and Evans. Havertz to cut across, and Trossard's there to tap home. Leandro Trossard's incredible goal-scoring run continues. A 5th goal in his last 7 Premier League games, and that means he takes his league tally to 12 this season. It's a brilliant return for the Belgian.
0909-888-9939, looking at the English Premier League log and the situation right there in England. Arsenal is back on top of the Premier League log, and it looks like this is a time your enemy can help you beating your enemy. I'm talking about Tottenham, Arsenal, Manchester City. Arsenal is the top of the Premier League log from 37 games with 86 points. Manchester City dropped to the second spot with 85 points. Remember, Manchester City defeated Fulham 4-0. Alex Iwobi could have helped his former side Arsenal by beating Manchester City with his Fulham side, but that could not happen. But hey, Tottenham will be facing Manchester City tomorrow, and a defeat for Manchester City against Tottenham means that it is now going to be just 1 point difference between the two sides as they go to the last game of the season. Arsenal will be facing Everton the last game of the season, while Manchester City will be taking on West Ham United. Although Pep Guardiola says that he's ready, the team is ready, but who's going to bottle it? Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Your name again, please. Okay, go ahead. Hello. Okay, 0909-888-9939, 0912-222-2939. Well, a lot of people saying that maybe Arsenal should just forget about it and just say, well, we've tried our best and let's just go enjoy the last game of the season. Hello, good morning. Oh, lost starters. Oh, you can as well try 0912 222-2939, 0912-222-2939, or 0909-888-9939, 0909-888-9939. Following that loss of Manchester United against Arsenal, well, for Erik ten Hag believes that his team lost due to injured players, and they can still be better with not 12 games to go, but things are not really going well with Manchester United.
I don't like actually reactions, but you have to be always there. You have to always be spot on when you are Man United. But yeah, if it happens, you need a reaction, and the players they gave the reaction. Yes, when you then analyze a performance, and then I think you have to see then that we were competitive, but that is not the way we want, of course. We have to win. United have to win every game. But in this moment, we are as a club, we are not in that position, and definitely not this team with all the injuries we have.
Remember, Manchester United also has a game in hand, and they'll be facing Newcastle United. That will be on the 15th. That will be on Wednesday before taking the last game of the season, where they will be taking on Brighton and over Albion. Doesn't look bright for the team, right? But it is what it is. But remember, tonight Liverpool will be in action against Aston Villa, right? But a lot of people still feel there can be more knocks on the head of Jurgen Klopp and his boys. For Liverpool, we'll be missing the services of Doak, Matip, and Thiago. Although Diogo Jota is questionable for tonight's game, but Aston Villa will be missing the services of Bondia, Kamara, Mings, Ramsey, Rogers, and Moreno, Telsman, Zaniolo, and the 3 players questionable for tonight's game. I'll tell you more next time this evening by 6:30, where we talk more football stories. But now we switch to gears and look the other side as we look at headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers. Headlines are flying across different papers, most especially Punch, saying that Mr. President has ordered CBN to put down that 0.5 cybersecurity levy. How true is that? We talk more. My name is Oladapo Okunubi. Do not change the dial. AM update continues. Good morning.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Radio is all about information, education, and entertainment.
Maybe that's before now. Solutions 93.9 FM has raised the standard of radio broadcast to preferring solutions in all human angle. 939 FM, The Remedy.
Let's be dynamic with your morning update and make it better with Kickoff Sports Show, where we will be serving you all the latest from tennis, basketball, Formula One, football, exclusive interviews, and lots more.
Hamilton going for the move on Alonso at the 130. These two great side by side.
Martinelli! Oh yes! Gabriel Martinelli is back with a bang!
Headlines from Nigerian newspapers, behind the papers from the stand, analysis on burning trending issues across Nigeria and beyond.
The problem is not politics or tribalism but corruption. The governors will say, give us our own slot. The chairman of local government will say, give us our own slot. Who does those slots go to? Your friend, they arrest you, they detain you, and they release you. That's all.
Hello, my name is Oladapo Okunubi.
My name is Victory Onyedikachi.
My name is Adedamola Lafenwa.
And my name is Favor Oloruntola.
Join us weekdays 9 a.m. on your Remedy Radio dial, Solutions 939 FM.
Here, we make it different from the norm.
Okay, it's another beautiful morning in the big and beautiful city of Ibadan. It's the 13th day in the month of May 2024. Another money-making Monday coming in, and I welcome you to the From the Daily segment, the segment where you get to listen to the trending stories in some of today's national dailies. My name is Adedamola Lafenwa, and it's my pleasure to be here again this morning.
All right, you always say that because the way your team is doing in the English Premier League. So it's like maybe if that defeat had not come against Aston Villa, you'd have been looking like a tear.
Yeah, probably.
You people would have gone to Kara to buy cow.
Well, it is not over until it is over.
But can Tottenham help you? Can Tottenham help you guys?
Well, game of football is highly unpredictable, like I always say. So it can swing to both sides, either side.
Damola, stop talking that way.
I'm not talking.
I want you to speak with confidence. Stop giving me the stop giving me the vibe of I'm a philosopher.
You know, I've always said this. We've seen instances where big teams would lose. We've seen instances where you expect a particular team because of the big name in quotes, and you see them drawing. So anything, football is it's an unpredictable. I mean, looking at some of the games played this weekend, I mean, you can see there are some teams you would expect to win, and you see them drawing. I mean, let's take the Newcastle Brighton
game that ended 1-1.
Look at the first one they played like a week ago.
Yeah, scored a lot of goals.
And yesterday I was expecting a different score line, but that's football for you.
So I hope.
So you'll be wondering, if they could trash a particular team about 4-0 just a few days ago, and it was so hard for them to score more than, I mean, that's football for you.
But everything you are saying now, just finish it. I
beg you. We have from the dailies to do. I have the Punch and the Vanguard newspaper.
Oh, you have the Punch and Vanguard.
Don't allow me.
Okay. I have the Nation and Nigeria Tribune this morning as we look at some of the headlines coming from these papers here. Well, if you look at some cap headlines, I feel like okay, the 0.5%. Looks like may not be implemented very soon, but we need to look at this and more. Remember, you can be part of the show. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Solutions 939 FM. Solutions 939 FM. Remember to post your comment, post your reaction on some of these headlines. You can also call into the studio with the phone lines 0909 888 939 or 0912 222 2939. Let's go to the headlines.
All right, looking at the Punch newspaper, Rivers State has always been in the news for about a week now or more. And Rivers State is on the front page of the Punch newspaper again this Monday morning. Rivers Assembly, Fubara, pro-Wiki lawmakers clash over relocation. I mean, it was in the news over the weekend that the governor of Rivers State had already relocated the sitting of the House of Assembly to the government house. I mean, we all know why. Moving away from that, National State Assembly is to spend 724 billion naira in 2024. Page 31. The National Assembly gets new tax report September. That story is found on page 42. Ari, Meghan, and Nigeria tour on a bright sporty note. That story is found on pages 6 and 44 of the Punch newspaper. The biggest story on the front page of Punch this morning says, electricity tariff hike. Labour demands reversal as protests begin today. NLC, TUC, others to picket NERC office. Discos in 36 states. Moving away from that, bank chiefs obtain 549 billion naira insider loans in 5 years. Page 31. Stop electricity subsidy. IMF tells FG. Page 42. Don't stop dancing. Let me take that again. Don't stop dancing, but govern well. Obasanjo advises Adeleke. That's interesting. That story is found on page 16 of the Punch newspaper. Man arrested for exposing 4-year-old's sensitive parts online. And the last one I'll be taking says NDLEA holds suspects with 3 trucks of codeine pills. Page 4. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Punch newspaper this morning.
Okay, going straight to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper here and looking at some of the headlines. Remember, following the announcement of the cybersecurity levy to be deducted from transactions of Nigerians, we have this. A new Serap will come out with their own story that came out on Sunday. Budget Serap, 136 Nigerians sue CBN. Wants courts to stop Tinubu government from imposing cybersecurity levy on Nigerians. That's on the carpet line this morning. And we have the picture of the CBN governor. NSA Governors Forum chairman to meet Muftuang over fate of 7 APC Plateau lawmakers. To the banner headline this morning from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. FG planning a tax relief for 95% of small businesses. Tax Reforms Committee Chairman. Afrimar, Nigeria must beat South Africa to hosting the right stakeholders to tell Tinubu. Tell Tinubu Musawa. And I take that headline again. Afrimar, Nigeria must beat South Africa to hosting the rights. Stakeholders tell Tinubu Musawa. 14 abducted Kogi varsity students rescued. 3 die, 21 injured in Ogun multiple road accident. And looking at this headline, NDLEA arrests grandpa in Ekiti, grandma in Benue for illicit drug dealing. Right after that headline, intercepts 3 truckloads of opioids, seizes 3.5 million pills, 344,000 codeine bottles. And you see the front page picture of the Dutch and Duchess right there with Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Okay. And something sporty that you took on that headline. Yes, even he was able to play volleyball with the Nigerians, and it shows that yes, you must relax. You shouldn't be be feeling yes, I'm this, I cannot do this. But I mean, there's something in Nigeria that UK likes. But please talk about the visa this thing. That can be discussed better. Thank you. Let's go straight to the next newspaper this morning.
Okay, moving to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Rivers crisis again. Rivers crisis. Tinubu won't take sides between Wike, Fubara, presidency. That story is found on page 36. Okwama Ewu, Delta government residents may clash over villagers' refusal to accept IDP campsite. Page 8. Why power sector crisis won't end soon by Joe Ajaero, NLC president. You want to know why? Get a copy of the Vanguard newspaper this Monday morning. Manufacturing export limps as revenue drops 166% to 778 billion naira. And there are 3 riders under that. World Bank blames poor logistics, weak infrastructure. Man, exporters seek government intervention. National single window will bring relief. CPPE. And there is a story, the picture of the Duke of Sussex, that is Harry and his wife Meghan, with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, flanked by his wife as well too. The picture is on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Moving away from that, Nigeria's oil production grows marginally by 4% to 1.28 million barrels per day. Serap budget others sue CBN over cyber security levy. That story is found on page 10, and the last story I'll be taking from the front page of the Vanguard newspaper is a sports story saying NFF to unveil Finidi George today. These are many more stories that we found on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper.
So, Damola Lafewa, if you are to coach any sports, what sport would that be?
Basketball.
Oh, I like that. Have you been following the NBA playoffs?
Not
really.
recent, not
Yeah,
recent.
I know what you are always following is the station. Follow the station. Follow the station. Okay, so let me quickly follow the nation. Have you taken the nation? Okay, you took Vanguard
and Punch.
And Punch. Okay, now let's talk about the Nation newspaper. State of the Nation here, and the banner headline says EFCC to join forces with UK prosecutors in Diziani's case. Right after that headline says anti-graft agency seeks access to ex-minister's assets, others. And well, this was Kwara, Akwa Ibom, Yobe, Borno, others most backward in pension remittance. I take those states again: Kwara, Akwa Ibom, Yobe, Borno, others most backward in pension remittance. All right, now going up, beats exports suggest options as inflation crosses 34%. Rider, security, food, higher crude oil output, others should get government priority. Cybersecurity levy, why implementation can't take off. Commissioners battle chairman at Fed Character Commission. Nigeria complex but easy to govern, says Obasanjo. Pressure mounts on debtors to repay 450 billion naira federal government loans. Who are these people? You want to know? Get a copy of the Nation newspaper this morning. And there's other headlines. Rivers government lawmakers flex muzzles over assembly quarters. Riders, that's elders caution governor. Government integrity test to be done. Okay, and this one says a panel okays tax exemption for informal sector, and Bagudo optimistic on economy. Remember, we were talking about was it on Friday? Okay, myself, Victory, and Comrade Ayode Jadishokwe when Governor Fubara inspected the State House of Assembly, and he said, "Okay, don't worry, maybe we should be expecting demolition."
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it was more of changing or relocating the State House of Assembly. So talking about power, you took a particular headline from was it not Vanguard, but from Punch. Labour demands reversal as protests begin today. Remember, Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu was in Ibadan over the weekend, and talking about what his ministry will be doing. Talking about generating more megawatts, and he was able to clear the air about what is happening in the power sector. And well, he promised that his ministry is working towards generating a record 6,000 megawatts before the end of 2024 to make life easier for Nigerians.
For the first time in the past few years, we have been able to achieve 5,000 megawatts of power just last week, which is why we have witnessed the little improvement in power supply to our households, to our businesses, to our industries. We are not stopping there. Our target is, before the end of this year, we should be able to take our power generation output to 6,000 megawatts for the first time in the history of Nigeria.
Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu speaking there, talking about, promising Nigerians and generating 6,000 megawatt. But the question is, can this be possible? Some saying that the power is now constant. At least they can determine the time. You will surely have constant power supply.
Yeah.
In your area, you stay around?
At least in my area, at least over the weekend, let me say from Thursday up till now, we've been enjoying unusual.
Around what time?
Well,
night, day?
Day and night.
Day and night. Okay, mine is midnight, band M.
In recent days now, we've been enjoying constant power supply. Both day and night.
Okay, well, Victory
was so splendid.
Yeah, Victory said the same thing. But I don't know of Comrade Ayode Jadishokwe. Comrade, thank you for joining us. Good morning. Thank God it's Monday.
Monday, yes. You wanted to say Friday?
No. I knew. Come on. I don't put on suits. I don't put on suits on Fridays.
All right. Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning. Okay, so let us start with the Minister of Power. Although protest starts today, according to the front page of the Punch newspaper. Labour demands reversal. That is concerning electricity tariff hike. Protest begins today. NLC, TUC, others to picket NERC office, discos in 36 states. And the Minister of Power did not talk anything about protests or the likes, but he's promising Nigerians of 6,000 megawatts. So if we can get constant power supply, maybe Nigerians can maybe step down, or the Labour can step down on the protest.
You see, the Honorable Minister of Power promising 6,000 megawatts for a Nigeria of 2 million square kilometer space, 200 million plus people. I don't get it. They don't even have the capacity to wheel it. There was a time we had an installed capacity of 12,000. Dangote alone has an installed capacity of 12,000 megawatts. And the minister, a private enterprise, and the minister of the Federal Republic is promising us 6,000 megawatts. If Dangote decides to generate and distribute power, they have an installed capacity of 12,000 megawatts. That's a huge shame. I don't think some of these people understand what is at stake. And then, you see, the man is still talking in past tense. He's not looking into the future of power. He's still talking about the past of, at best, the present of power. He should be talking about the future of power. You see, those discos were shared. A national patrimony was shared amongst themselves. And they are still being supported, like companies or legal entities, and they are being supported like they are invalids. When they give those companies money, they call it bailout. When they want to give subsidy to Nigeria, they call that one. When they want to give relief to Nigeria, they call it subsidy. So they call it palliative or subsidy. When it's for corporate organizations that are making life unbearable for Nigeria, they call that one bailout. Now, 6,000 megawatts, even TCN cannot win it. Thank God there is the process of unbundling that now. Let's go commercial. And did you notice that IMF has said that subsidy should be removed from energy too?
Yes.
And 70% of production cost is what we they say cost of production energy wise has risen by 70%. That means the end cost will be rising by nothing less than commensurate measure. It is and it is not a complicated thing. Look, what is the cost? How can we get operations better? No meter. You are not metering people. And these things, we put the cart before the horse, before the unbundling, and before the disco state. What should have been done is everybody should be metered. I doubt if they know the exact number of, people who could get power. And then some people are not even paying for power. They call that one fair electrification project or whatever it is. Look, if you can't pay for power, we are the ones paying. If you are supplying some people power and they are not paying, look, there is no free lunch anywhere. You either pay before, during, or after. So it is all of us that are paying for those who are supposedly in the rural areas that are not paying for power. How do you supply power to people for just consumption and for, without paying? Some people pay for it. That is the certain thing.
Okay.
And for the ticketing and all of that. Well, if they don't stop there, you understand?
Yes.
If Labour does not stop there, it's the matter of giving people an inch, they will take a mark. The 225 has come to stay. And that's how much they say they are giving away now. If they don't tackle them, they will spread it to other bands. Of course, if they start with Band A, even the people on Band A, people around K2 and Ikorodu, they are compelling them to be. How can you compel me to be on a band I don't want to be? I know a household around K2, 6,000 is not enough for them for a week. An average family, 3 children, husband and wife, 6,000 is not enough for them for a week. So you're talking about 6 multiplied by 4, 24. Ordinary use. Nothing industrial. Household use. One deep freezer, one fridge. That is all. 24,000 for energy consumption alone. Utility here, just one utility bill. You can multiply the rest. How much do they add? So you see, these things should be streamlined. Let Labour tackle them. I hope Labour will keep working at it and not back off.
Okay, I want us to look at this advice coming from the IMF saying that the federal government should stop electricity subsidy. Now, what will be the aftermath or the effect should the subsidy be removed on electricity as being advised by the IMF? I'm talking about the effect it will have of Nigerians, knowing what we are experiencing after the removal of subsidy on petrol.
The same effect, and to compound it further, is the fact that maybe I can go and buy the quantity of PMS that I can afford, Abi. But now, people are on band A forcefully. I don't want power 24 hours. I'm okay with 8 hours. I know people who have now put bags of table water on the floor of their freezers, depending on the size, 3, 4, or 2, depending on the size. And when power comes, it freezes the table water, and then they can sustain their whatever they put in their deep freezers for 1 week without power. You understand?
Yes.
So those people are saying we don't need. We leave home. Some leave home by 5 a.m. At worst, most people leave home by 8:39. They don't come back until evening. They say they don't need power in those hours. They need power at night when they come, or in the evening till the following morning, 5, 6, 7. That is basically a 12-hour thing. But you are saying they must take power whether they are at home or not at 225. You cannot force services on us now. It is called services. You can't force services on people. People must have options. And at the end of the day, I don't know how long that will take. It will end up being something like happened in the telecoms system. Where is NITEL today? But of course, they had NITEL and stripped NITEL of all its assets nationwide. That is so. The implications are clear. Cost of energy, small and medium scale enterprises, even when the power is available, and multiple taxation. The agency, the group set up, the committee set up by the president to review tax. You say they are going to exempt the informal sector, 95% of the informal sector, from taxation. It is mere wishful thinking. Most of the taxes that involve the informal sector is under the control of the state and local government. You cannot legislate on taxes for the state and the local government. It is not within your purview, and I mean constitutionally. Are they confused? Don't they understand their mandate? You can only do joint tax board and do things together and appeal to them. But you are issuing statements regarding things you have no control over. So these are the issues. So when the cost of energy, that is fundamental. The Baba. Should be you buy for 1,000 now. If they start paying 200 naira per kilowatt hour, you know what that will translate into. That on and on and on and on and on like that. The hairdresser, the one that does the tailor, that use electric machines, that use iron and all of that. It will translate, and then the vicious cycle continues. And of course, the PMS is still what it is, plus diesel. So, you see, we understand that the Bretton Woods institutions, we should understand that they were set up for certain purposes. Those purposes are not in tandem with the interest of Africa.
Okay.
They are in the interest of the Western nations that set them up. So we should not be taking instructions from them.
Okay. Because I know for SAN Falano also made the same comments weeks ago, talking about the message from IMF. But let's move on this morning and let's go straight to River State. If you look at all these headlines, look at what is coming from the presidency, and this headline says Tinubu won't take sides between Wike Fubara presidency. don't you think Mr. President has already taken sides to allow Fubara sign a deal, an agreement, and some people were against that agreement? And maybe that deal, not even maybe, it has already caused a big drama for Fubara and the State House of Assembly. Now, some commissioners will also be screened today. Fire on the mountain, sitting on a keg of gunpowder. And if the presidency is saying he's not taking sides, will Mr. President be looking, because he's the number one citizen of the country, if he's going to bring peace? How do you think Mr. President will bring peace? And if he's staying out of this, won't there be more trouble? And maybe just fire Wike and let him go and settle the problem right there in River State.
You see, the case of Rivers is a constitutional one. It should be so resolved. It is unfortunate that the president, when he intervened, information has it that the president just walked into the meeting place and was waving a sheet of paper and asked Fubara to sign it. And Fubara, duly out of respect for the person and the office of the president, it would have been scandalous and embarrassing for the president if Fubara said, Mr. President, give me some time, let me go and think about this and consult my people, as they always say. That wouldn't have been wrong. That wouldn't have been wrong, but it would be interpreted to me that Fubara embarrassed the president right in public clear. So he tactically signed it. And the song says he will fight and run away.
Leaves the fight another day.
Another day. So he won't be fighting, at least he won't be frontally fighting the president, you understand? So he aligned or succumbs to the wishes of the presidency and localized his fight. You understand? He localized his fight. That was strategic. And that was tactical maneuvering on his side. It took wisdom. Yes, the conditions and the terms were unfavorable. Not even say not favorable. Were totally unfavorable. Not in the interest of Mubarak, not in the interest of the people of River State at all. But he was tactical and strategic enough to evade a frontal confrontation with the federal authorities. Now, Fubara has been visiting the quarters of the legislators and is talking about another integrity test. You want to demolish the house of the legislative quarters again? That's reckless.
It did some months ago.
You demolish the chamber.
Yeah.
You see, in Oyo State, when Senator Rashid Adewale was impeached, the Supreme Court said you can't meet anywhere and say the house is sitting. He said it has to be a properly designated place. Who will designate it? It will be either the clerk or the speaker. The clerk doesn't seem to be of Fubara's side.
But don't you feel, comrade, don't you feel Fubara is making all these moves because he's seeing probably impeachment coming from these lawmakers?
Yes, but you see, the impeachment of any governor is hinged on the chief judge. The chief judge has the sole power of constituting the committee that will investigate the impeachment allegations. And that gives him the latitude to constitute the panel in a manner that is so desired, to either weigh in favor of the accused, put those who favor the accused there. They were acquitted. You remember in Ekiti State, when they wanted to impeach Fayose, the chief judge constituted a committee. And the committee cleared Fayose, and they were not happy. They dismissed the chief judge, appointed an acting chief judge, and that one constituted a panel that impeached Fayose, and I think the deputy. And the Supreme Court said no, the Fayose has been cleared of allegations. You cannot be cleared, and then you dismiss
another committee will come and
in which capacity are you dismissing it? It is only a court of order, a law court, a court of competent jurisdiction that can dismiss the findings of that panel, not the assembly, not that same assembly that will dismiss. Assembly is not a law court. So Fayose was cleared as not to have been impeached. His impeachment was reversed. That was why he was able to contest election again in 2014. So the impeachment of Fubara is solely in the hands of the chief judge. Does he have the chief judge on his side? He doesn't seem to have the chief judge on his side. When they were going to impeach Senator Ladoja, they had even the clerk, the sergeant at arms with the mace with them at the Robans Hotel. So does he have the CJ on his side?
Okay, that's a big question. Does he have the backing of the CJ? And talking about having backings, Fubara seems to be stepping on many toes, because over the weekend there was a story that he had taken the constitutional power of all the local government chairmen in Rivers State. He instructed maybe the head of service in each local government to submit the names of all staff, civil servants in each local government, that he will be paying directly from the state government purse their salaries henceforth, simply because this local government chairman appeared before the members of the House of Assembly that he warned them not to do so. Is he not? Do you feel
the
pro-Wike lawmakers? Because there was a warning to the local government chairman that they shouldn't appear before the pro-Wike lawmakers, but they did against Fubara. So in retaliation, or in order to punish them, Wike decided that Fubara decided that he would put their powers. He wants to render them useless. So he has appointed. He told the head of service in each of the local government to compile the names of all civil servants in each of the local government, that he will be paying them directly. A way that he wants to cut them. He's trying to cut off the supply of funds directly to this local government chairman. Is he not making more enemies with all these moves he's making?
You see, it's a battle to finish. You stay alive. You can only fight when you are alive. When you cut blood supply to the brain is dead in 2 minutes, precisely. And when anybody is brain dead, everything else is dead.
Definitely.
You die from the head. So when that is blood, money is blood, human blood in another form. So when it cuts blood supply, you see, they say it's a 2 billion transaction that is causing Wahala. You are no longer governor. You are no longer in control of the port. The man say, recognize me as the one dispensing favors. No, I'm no longer dispensing favors on instruction from a former governor. You see, all the governors are in breach of the constitution regarding local government fund. Constitutional breach, I mean. Even constitutional breach against the first line charge that the judiciary has constitutionally. So, if the man, and of course, the head of local government administration, they are civil servants. They will comply with the governor's instruction.
Definitely.
They will simply comply. So they will be paid. And as long as the workers are paid, maybe they are the civil servants. The chairmen are the politicians now. They have tenure. The local government workers, they have a 35-year tenure. Who will they be? As long as they get their money, they are looking for wage increase. 100,000 the governor gave them for Christmas bonus. Who will they be? What's their business? So that is it. Cut supply of fuel, of blood to the assembly. Let us see if we can sustain it. Whether he can spend 3 billion every month for the next how many months when this fight goes on. That is apart from the extra funds that he has to pay for the grand troops that will be deployed in this. Look, if they had the chief judge on their side, they would have launched an impeachment move against the guy. It is not so difficult to figure out. If they had the chief judge on their side, they would have launched an impeachment move against him. Because the moment you are impeached, you are impeached. And you go to court and fight it. So I suspect that they may not have the chief judge on their side. The chief judge not having it on their side, the chief judge might just be someone, with a conscience and conscious of history. The judge, there are 3 judgments: the judgment of man, the judgment of God, and the judgment of history. He might be a man with his eyes on the judgment of history and not the judgment of man. So that's why they have not launched their impeachment move against it. How long does it take? It doesn't take more than 2 weeks to impeach any governor. How long does it take to impeach? Maybe they said that the one in the state. He said he's avoiding official secret act.
You're talking about Uncle Philip Shaibu, right?
Exactly.
Why are you adding uncle here? Comrade, why uncle?
No, I just had to put uncle there. Uncle Philip Shaibu.
Okay.
All right. If you cannot call him deputy governor, you add the title.
I mean, you add the title. I didn't want to call him ex-deputy governor, so I decided to use uncle.
He's also a footballer. He knows how to play football.
He's also a comrade.
A comrade as well.
Yeah,
a comrade as well. All right, Comrade Aiden Jajishok, thank you very much for your time this morning, for joining us on from the daily segment of AM Update.
My pleasure always. God bless you. Have a most fruitful week, and God bless our union.
God bless you too. God bless Nigeria. Okay, so because of our time this morning, because Victory Richard will be coming up next for
Solutions Clinic.
We just have to wrap up here. Colin, Philip Shaibu, uncle.
He's an uncle. He's a big uncle. And, he's a comrade.
Okay, so this morning we'll be out of here, but before leaving the studio, Victory Onyedikachi was at the AFVCA.
I was going to mention
that with the old paparazzi.
I mean, looking at it,
let me drag him this morning.
His dressing this morning, he reminds me of some of those the pictures I saw on the red carpet of the AMVCA award. I'm expecting the full details maybe on your
on the lunchtime. No, on the lunchtime. But Victory, you told me you were not sure of going. No, you told me you were not going, but I saw the picture. Miracle, not the tired Jesus. How are you? Good morning. So, well, what will you be discussing today?
Well, today we'll be talking about cardiovascular disease, but the focus will be on, heart health for children as we approach May 27 for the children's side. So we'll be bringing more enlightenment on how to prevent cardiovascular diseases in children. For some of which are congenital, some are acquired. So we'll talk about this morning. Okay,
so I saw Adekunle Gold. He was able to steal the show. Not even steal the show. He took over the stage. Remember, this same Adekunle Gold battled sickle cell
anemia,
and he survived. Maybe very soon we discuss about that. I saw an Adekunle Gold that, I mean, he's a future of, not even a future. He's now in that future and is doing well. So people should not think, because of sickle cell you cannot survive. People survive it, and Adekunle Gold is an example. We know Tiwa Savage also at some point in time she lost her voice and she also survived as well. But well, I think you'll be discussing more about that on the lunchtime show. Well, my name is Oladapo Okunubi.
You're talking about the MVC. I can't wait to hear the full gist from Vic Richards. My name is Adedamala Lafenwa, wishing you a very wonderful day. Good morning once again.
There is so much that we don't understand. Baby, say me no more. And the only thing we know is things don't always go the way we planned. When it seems all your dreams come undone. We are more than we are, we are one. ti dán.